dispute between Qatar and the other Gulf countries has evolved. 3 years ago, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain and Egypt severed diplomatic ties with Qatar. They also imposed a land, sea and air blockade, accusing Doha of supporting terrorism. The blockading countries issued a list of 13 demands, including closing down news channel Al Jazeera, ending support for the Muslim Brotherhood and cutting diplomatic ties with Iran. Qatar refused. In December 2018, Qatar announced it's leaving the oil producers group OPEC to focus on its natural gas production, of which it's the world's largest exporter. Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates and Bahrain send teams to compete in the Arabian Gulf Cup in Doha, reversing the football boycott, and Qatar's emir receives an invitation from the Saudi king to attend the Gulf Cooperation Council summit in Riyadh. Qatar's foreign ministry says there is no winner in the ongoing Gulf crisis. Andreas Krieg is a fellow at the Institute of Middle Eastern Studies at King's College London. He joins us now. So what do you make of this, what some people are calling diplomatic success?
Hello. Yes, it is quite a breakthrough. I mean, it's coming after 3.5 years of this stalemate and 3.5 years of a blockade that has basically put the entire region on the brink of constant crisis and has somewhat undermined GCC integration and unity in a way that none of the previous crises in the Gulf have. So in many ways, it's a very positive development. It is a huge success for the Trump administration, and the pressure by the Trump administration has really led to this breakthrough at this point, and I think that's a very positive development. However, this is a preliminary agreement. This is basically reversing some of the issues of the Gulf crisis. But the problem is, because it has lasted for so long, there are some underlying issues, because especially the people of the Gulf have been drawn into that crisis. And this will probably persist for many, many, many years, if not an entire generation, to actually get rid of this. It will take a long time to actually go back to a pre-2017 a condition whereby the GCC will function as effectively as it has before 2017, and where all sides can actually talk to one another.
So remind us of what caused that rift in the first place.
Right. So the Gulf has been undergoing a range of different crises before the 2017 one. The most severe one was in 2014, where the same actors who were then blockading Qatar in 2017 already raised concerns about Qatar at the time, about Qatar's behavior during the Arab Spring. But for the most part, this remained a crisis between elites and between royal families that could be resolved between royal families. And then in 2017, the way that the blockade was imposed on Qatar during Ramadan in the middle of the night, based on disinformation and massive disinformation campaigns across the region and the West, really put a lot of pressure on Qatar and kind of took them by absolute surprise. And obviously, the very root cause of this crisis is not issue-based. It's not really about Al Jazeera. It is not necessarily about Qatar's behavior about the Arab Spring. It is more about ideology. It's more about how both sides view the Arab world, view the Middle East, and the future of the Middle East post-Arab Spring. And I think this is where it will take a long, long time for these actors to actually see head-to-head and see objectives in the same way. And I think they will not be aligned. And this problem is, it's not an issue-based crisis. And if it's not an issue-based crisis, but one that is ideationally based on ideology, based on values, such a crisis will not be resolved by a single summit and a single agreement. It will take a lot of confidence-building measures over a long period of time to actually see whether these countries can actually work together again as partners in the same way they might have done before 2017.
OK, Andreas Krieg from King's College London, thanks very much indeed for joining us on the programme. A new bombshell has emerged from a Trump presidency which only